Okay, what's up everybody? Is this thing recording? Is this recording? It is. Okay, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. 2 videos in 2 days. And here's the deal. I'm going to clear a couple things up, and also a decision I made that led to the video I made or released yesterday, and talk to you guys about my challenge to myself for 2022. Not necessarily a photo project that's coming down the road, and also clear up a couple things. So if you clicked on this title, you know what's going on. And the first thing I want to talk about is how much do I make on YouTube? Because, well, I've noticed over the course of the 2 to 3 years that I've been doing these like gas attack videos where I constantly switch cameras, that every so often there's somebody that decides that they think that I'm doing this for money. Now, let's talk about that for a second, okay? Now, this channel is monetized, okay? But I only have, someone's calling me, I only have 2,500 subscribers, okay? So if you look at bigger channels, I'm nowhere near that. I'm a blip on the map. And if you know anything about YouTube, 2,500 subscribers, even if you have a video that goes viral, doesn't make you a lot of money. So just real quick, 2,500 subscribers, 3 years of doing this, constantly switching cameras. How much do you think I've made? Go ahead, take a guess. Mentally, I gave you a second. Well, here's the amount right here. Not that much. You spread it over the course of 3 years, hardly worth it. If you want the proof, I'll scroll the video of my AdSense earnings over the course of this time. Right here. It's not much. And if you think about how much I've bought and sold in camera equipment, in some cameras I make money, I buy deals and then I flip them. Sometimes I buy low off of Fred Miranda and then I flip them. Sometimes I buy high and I lose. Sometimes I buy new and I sell and I lose. That definitely happens. And a handful of times I'll go buy a camera and I'll just return it because I just don't like it. Or sometimes something breaks and like B&H is like, hey, we're not going to replace it, just send it back and buy whatever you want. So sometimes that happens. Okay, so certainly the amount that I made is not anywhere near worth the amount of money and time of effort that I put into making these videos and buying and selling these cameras. So I don't want to go too negative here, but I feel like this needs to be addressed. Here's the other thing. I don't put a ton of effort into these videos. I'm not doing multiple angles, I'm not flying drones, I'm not doing like After Effects stuff. I'm not doing any of that here. I simply get in these like gas modes and I put them on camera. And I know there's other people out there, and I give my thoughts on a camera after a month of use, 2 weeks of use, 4 months of use, whatever. And yes, I've had cameras for 4 months. Here's the other thing, and why it doesn't make any sense, and why this is certainly not for money. People follow photographers or gear channels for certain reasons. Like the Camera Conspiracies guy, he's kind of funny, or some people think he's funny. So that's interesting. If you used to follow like the angry photographer like Ken Wheeler, he was real big into Nikon, and he was real big into Fuji. You follow some people because you like Leica, or maybe you follow Robin Wong or Jimmy Chang, Red 35 guy, because you like Olympus cameras. People follow photographers because they either love their work, they love their entertainment value, or they're very brand loyal. Me switching cameras all the time, I have no brand loyalty. There's people that have subscribed to my channel because they were into Olympus, because they were into Panasonic, because they were into Fuji. I'm all over the place. I'm not helping myself here. I have zero credibility when it comes to something I'm about to tell you about in a second, and a brand. I'm well aware of that. And so just real quick, well, it's not real quick, it's 4 minutes of me talking. I wanted to get that out of the way. So with that being said, I want to talk about for 2022, I was discussing this with several people, including some of my best friends. And oh, by the way, the thing I've benefited the most out of doing this entire thing are the people that I've met. There are a handful of people from me doing this that I've met, local and from far away, that I talk to on a somewhat regular basis about cameras. And that's been the most, I guess, rewarding thing for me. So yeah. So anyways, for 2022, the challenge I gave myself, the promise, the resolution that I committed to this year, and it's going to be a complete departure from this channel's typical approach. I'm not going to buy any more new cameras in 2022. That's right. Here's the current kit that I have. First is this Sony ZV-1. Now, this is a pocket camera, 1-inch sensor, 1.8 aperture, and it has amazing autofocus, and it has a mic input. It's all I need for 90% of my video. Stabilization kind of sucks, but it's all I need. So I will not buy another pocket camera that does video well. I don't need it. Second camera that I have, and I just recently picked this up from somebody, so I haven't really played with it too much yet. When I get into gas mode, right, I want a pocket camera that does video, so that's a ZV-1. And then I always kind of get into this like small, somewhat pocketable rangefinder. Like I want a Leica M sometimes, I want an X100. And so I bought an X100. I bought an X100, this is the T. I bought this used off somebody. I just got it recently. I haven't really, shot it too much yet, but I will keep this camera. Unless it breaks or something happens to it. I guess that's always the caveat with this stuff. This is my fix for this. So whenever I get this itch to do like a small rangefinder-esque, I want Fuji colors, this is the camera. And I specifically picked the T or the S because of the 16 megapixel sensor in here, X-Trans 2 sensor. I like this color output from this particular, generation of Fuji camera. So this scratches my Fuji itch, and it scratches the rangefinder kind of filmic feel digital camera. Okay, so that's that. Number three, we're on three. I've had this camera for a long time now. This is the original Ricoh GR, the APS-C camera. I prefer the Ricoh GR and GR2 ergonomically over the GR3. I like the way they put the exposure, all the things I've talked to you guys about. I like the way they have this button here. This is my pocket street camera. I'm not changing this. It has a flash on it, unlike the third generation. I like this camera. I'm not changing it. So between these two and this ZV-1, this is like my pocket lineup. I'm not gonna change it, okay? Promise. And then, fourth, I've got this Canon 8E1. This is my dad's old 8E1. I had it totally restored and refurbished. I'm shooting a lot more film, and this is an heirloom. I have a 15 to 28. Those are the two focal lengths I prefer. Again, this is going nowhere ever in my life because it's my dad's camera. This will never ever leave my side. Now, real quick, I told you guys that I've been shooting or starting to shoot a bunch of film, and off camera, you can't see here, I have a, where did I drop that box at? Off camera here, what you can't see is I have chemicals to develop myself, and I have a light table that I ordered, and yeah, so, I mean, yeah, this is, Kodak, what is this called? Ultramax 400. I got Ilford HP5. I just ordered 5 rolls. Those on sale thanks to somebody I talk to all the time. A Fuji Acros 100, 100 version 2. See, I got Ilford XP2. This is a C41 film, but it's black and white. T-Max. So as you guys can tell, I'm into a lot of this. I've got some Fuji back there as well, Xperia, and I've got what is this? Cinestill 800T. A whole bunch of film, and I'm going to start shooting a lot more film, bring you guys along with me. This camera and my film camera are going to go out and do some walks, and the DJI Osmo Action that I have. So I guess that's another camera I should talk about. It is technically a camera. I've had that thing for years when it first came out, and I have not sold it. So that's that. And then finally, last but not least, you guys know that I have this Sony ZV-1, or I'm sorry, A7C. I talked about this yesterday. It's a fantastic camera. It really is. But I'm not going to stick with Sony as my mount going forward. Because I prefer another brand. I'm going to go back. I'll just tell you. I bought a Lumix S5 again. I bought that camera again. Last time I had it, the 1.8 lenses weren't out. Since then, they released the 85-1.8, the 50-1.8, the 35-1.8, and the 24-1.8. So I ended up picking up the 24-1.8 and the 50-1.8. Those are my two focal lengths. 24 for video, and the 50 is my preferred focal length for shooting photos. And I bought that because, frankly speaking, it was $1,000 cheaper because they have a special right now on lenses plus camera compared to the setup I have right here. So it saves me some money, and I prefer a center viewfinder, and it's got exposure control for all three It's got dials for all three aspects of exposure. I know the autofocus is not as good, but I shot several portrait sessions with that camera when I had it, and yeah, it was fine. It was totally fine. So that's it. I hope I cleared that up, and I talk about what I'm doing in 2022. I do have a question for you guys, though. I'm only shooting black and white right now, films. Which one do you guys want to see me shoot next? Do you guys want to see Acros 100? Do you guys want to see HP5? Or do you guys want to see T-Max? The HP5 I'll definitely push 2 stops to 1600. I developed like that with my first roll. It came out pretty good. Acros 100 is a little slow, so I'll probably push that 2 stops as well and rate it at 400 if I shoot it. And I have to look into T-Max a little bit. See if I want to push that as well, but we'll see. Let me guys know, what film should I shoot next? That will be one of my next videos, will be shooting film and developing it and going out for a walk. I'm in software sales. I'm at the end of my year. My deals are almost done. I'm gonna have some time to go walk around and shoot if my wife doesn't make me too busy with the Christmas stuff we still gotta do. So it's not that she's making me busy, but we got things we gotta do. So, talking head piece. Addressing and clearing up some issues. I'm not buying another camera in 2022 unless one of these breaks. I'm not buying one. All of 2022, and it's going to be a Lumix. It's going to be L-mount. And the reason why I picked L-mount is because I always have a hankering to upgrade to the Leica bodies and maybe adapt M lenses. So that's why I'm picking that, and I will not buy a new camera through all of 2022. Oh God. I'm gonna try really hard not to do that. I'm starting to shake already. Oh my God, I can't do it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.